Here it is, the next episode of what we made. Here's a bunch of fat and some powder. You have to cook the fat and the powder together for a really long time. Everything needs to be really perfectly blended in. It turns into a sludge, and then it turns into a paste. And then if the paste sits out longer, it starts to solidify, and it can be rolled into little balls. And then the balls get packaged up and flattened out. You cut out discs first. So you have all the discs you need. You just put them on top of each other. It doesn't matter. You have other things. You need to really pick perfect ingredients when you're making something like this. When you're making meatballs, you make sure that you have slimy ingredients to hold everything together. Then, this is where the machines come in. You put everything together. The machine does everything after your first steps. First, you need to make the perfect shape. It's really hard to do, and that's why they get machines to help people do it. Because you need to be very precise. It's just really something that a machine is really good at doing. And so all a person has to do is put all of the perfectly spaced pieces together and then remember the correct order of pulling things apart and putting them back together. And then they get the fun parts, like humans get all the fun parts. They make little crowns out of meatballs. And it tastes really good. And then all you do is cut a pig's feet off and put it into the water to boil them. And then you get something really great. You get this. And you can use it for anything. You have this like really great broth that you can use for almost any food. Any food you need water with. You make a perfect crown. It has bubbling cheese and oil. They're really good. And then you pipe some more oil into it. Just to be sure. You don't want it to be... You don't want dry crowns. And there you have it. It's really good. You just put a paw print on every single one of them, so you know that a person made them. And then you have this great thing that you can eat whenever you want. That one's way smaller. You really have to be sure to pull everything apart and get bad things out of it. You have to pull everything really tight to clean it out. This is a silkifying process that makes everything really nice. then they just have these rolls of wool, and then they use those later. It's this tuft, and they fuse the tuft together with this big whirl stick. You need to make sure it's really tight, or else it won't work correctly. Everything needs to be perfect. It's really hard. They push all of the wool together into a big strand, and then they do more stuff to it. They like make sure it's pulled really tightly so it doesn't break. They make sure they did a good job because they want their wool to be a very good quality, and so they pull it really tight, and there it is there. Then they put them in the sun. And they put them in the sun, and then they turn into rubies. And then they put the wet rubies into a vinegar mixture. And it makes this ruby juice. And then they take the really tightly twirled wool, and then they put it in the ruby juice, and they make sure it moves around a lot because it needs constant attention. It needs a lot of support, and you get this great color. And then you put roots inside of it, and then you get a lot of other things. Then you get like stuff like brown, and then you can use flowers, and you get this like really nice color that you can use for almost anything. You can use it to make more sunflowers, or you can use it on any kind of rug. There's a lot of string, and you just need to figure out what to do with the string. You can put it in a lot of places, or you can put them on top of each other or underneath each other. You can twirl them around each other. It's almost unlimited possibilities, and that's why it's really hard to make things like this. Thanks.